Howdy folks, welcome back, and if you happen to be new, don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Today's video, still doing Sturgis prep on the new Lowrider ST. In today's project, we got a couple huge boxes. We're gonna put a tour pack on this thing. So there's a couple companies that make tour packs for these bikes now. The real popular one, Advanblack, I think it's what it's called. They make super nice stuff. I've seen it on a couple bikes. It's about twice the price, though, of the TCMT kit that they sell on Amazon and eBay. And here's the thing. I'm going to use this tour pack probably once a year. I'm not even running the bags most of the time, let alone the tour pack. So I went with the cheaper option. We're going to see how it works out. I'll do a review. Like I said, we're headed to Sturgis, so it's going to get thousands of miles of use in that one time, and we'll figure out if it's any good or not. It was about 300 bucks and change because I also got the one with the rack on top, just in case I need to, put something else on there. We are taking camping gear, and we will be camping some of the time. I have a pretty compact tent and sleeping bag set up, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll see when she's all loaded down. And I'll be buying tons of t-shirts at Sturgis, because that's what you do, right? Packaging wise, comes in 2 boxes. And yeah, we're gonna crack into this thing and make her a grandpa glide. So let's crack into this thing. As you can see, I got the door shut because we are on the tail end of a giant heat wave that has been just kicking my butt. It has been crazy hot out here. So I am looking forward to that not being a thing. All right, first box, it looks like we got the giant backrest. So yeah, that's huge, crazy. A random nut in the bottom of the box. It could have easily been lost. Hopefully it's just an extra, maybe, I don't know. All right, wow, this thing is huge. Crazy big, crazy large. Let's see. Oh, it's heavy, so heavy. Wow, that thing is massive. I'm guessing all the mounting stuff is inside. Nice little thing there to keep it from not flying open too much. Here we go. Mounting rack. I'm hoping this is quick disconnect. We'll see. Here's the rack for the top, and it looks like we have to drill holes. Not stoked on that. Not stoked on that at all. Wow. Comes with a nice liner though. And keys. 3 keys. Pretty dope. Alright. I guess let's see how this thing pops on. No directions, of course. Out of the box, it is a little dirty, and I'm hoping that will all come off and it'll shine up real nice. So it looks like we have some hardware and stuff in this bag, and that was just stuck to the side here. I'm just taking all the little cushions off. So like I said, no instructions, but it did come with these spacers that should go in between the bags there. So if you take a look at these little shiny fellas, I think we're gonna replace those with the black things there. Popping the bags off is super easy on this thing. You just pull out and twist. I just love the look of this thing without the bags on it. But yeah, we got some Torx bits, so let's pull those off and then we can put the new spacers on. All right, so this is the stock setup here. That's what I pulled out of it. So the bags just clip in here, and then this is what it comes with. This is actually a little bit shorter, so I don't know if we're gonna use that. But if we take that off, slide that guy on there, now we'll have a place for the rack and the bags to clip on. Easy peasy. I think that's how it works. So this is the rear rack, quick release. Actually really happy with this. This looks super good. I like the stoutness of it. It definitely looks strong. But yeah, let's pop her off here and start drilling. So as you can see, it has places for you to drill right there. I just wanted to put this thing in here and just match it up to make sure it was going to work. Unfortunately, it did not come with hardware to mount the tour pack to the rack. It came with hardware for the top rack and the side mounts, which I didn't even use. I used the bungs, but not the bolts. So I dug through my parts bin and I actually have some stuff, and it's actually Harley stuff. So we're gonna use mine. I also think I might have to do some shimming. If you can see, the rack doesn't really fit perfectly flat in there. So I have some shims, and I think we're gonna have to do just a little bit of shimming just to relieve the pressure. We'll see. And just for extra precaution, I did throw some tape on the bottom side. I know you can't see it, but I just threw some tape on there because I'm gonna drill through and hopefully it won't mess the paint up too much. So I'm guessing stuff like this with missing hardware and that is the difference between a $300 part and a $650 part. And I totally understand that, and I'm not gonna complain about the missing hardware and stuff, because at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. And I'm still happy with this purchase, but I'll show you what I'm doing here to kind of make this thing work better. So like I said, I got my own hardware. I put them in from the inside, and then I taped them so they won't fall down. And I'm just shimming it up with some washers here, just because if you look from me test fitting it where it's scraped it, this just doesn't quite fit right. But away she goes.
Mary does. It's a famous statue of Mary.
Wow, so that actually looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty stoked on that. I do have the backrest, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna put it on. I need to sit on it and feel it out and see if I wanna do that or put my sleeping bag back there, because that's what I normally do and it works out good on other bikes. Also the rack, I don't know if I'm gonna put the rack on. I don't know, still undecided on that. This thing just looks pretty nice. It will clean up. It's just a little dirty from shipping. But yeah, I don't know. It's huge. I really didn't understand the size of it when I ordered it. And it's so large that I don't really know if I even need the rack. The rack I got because I was like, oh, I'll throw my tent up there. But this thing, plenty of room. All right, I gave in. You know, I bought the thing and I'm not going to use it very much, so I might as well put that big old ugly gold wing chair looking. No, I think it looks pretty good. I'm definitely feeling like the full-on bagger daddy now. Grandpa gliding. But yeah, I think it'll be really nice to have the extra storage. And I don't know, it's a little far back still for me to comfortably lean back against it, but I can still stuff my sleeping bag there. I'll figure that out. I'd rather have more room than less, we'll put it that way. So I guess since I did the backrest, I might as well just put the rack on. And if you look, there's little dimples right there, just like here, and just like down here, where you can, little guide for drilling. And here we have the rack and all the hardware. So these little coupler things, there's rubber on the ends of these, so these just pop on there. And yeah, bolts, washers, lock washers, let's go. So this is kind of a problem. I did check on the underside and it did look like the holes lined up, and I drilled them and they're a little bit off. So I think I'm gonna put 2 in and then do some wallering to make it fit. Oh my goodness, it's finally cooling down. And would you just look onto this massive motorcycle. It totally changes the look of the bike. So big. Like I was saying, I like the look of the bike without the bags and everything, but that doesn't so much work for the long distance. So for Sturgis, we're going to run the tour pack. We'll see how we like it. And I'm sure we're going to be doing some other long trips, but Sturgis first. So like I said, you get what you pay for. And I think that for the money, this is a pretty good value. Fit and finish wise, it's decent. A couple of the holes I had to massage, especially to get the rack on. The rack was definitely the worst part of the project. And as far as fitment and where the marked holes were, they were off a little bit. So not super fun when it comes to that. But for 300 bucks and change, I think it was like 350 or maybe less. You can't ask for too much more. You know, obviously paint wise, you're not going to get Harley Davidson quality paint, but the paint's pretty darn good. It just seems a little thin. The clear coat seems thin, and it was pretty dirty out of the box. I cleaned it up. There is some light scratches. For traveling, you know, it is what it is. And like I said, money wise, it is what it is. If Advanblack wants to send me one, I would be super stoked to throw theirs on there and see how that one is. But like I said, I think it's double the money. So there is that. Let me show you the rack. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the holes, like I said, were just a little bit off. And the little plastic pieces, this one broke. I think that one cracked as well. So I'm going to look, oh, all three of these cracked actually. So I'm going to look for something a little different for that. And then I ended up having to make my own shims and use my own hardware for that to mount the actual box to the rack. Not a huge deal, but not super, you know, bolt on straightforward. The backrest was all the holes weren't too bad on that as far as the alignment goes. But yeah, these ones down the top, those were a little off. And then I still have to put the liner back in it, but overall, quality wise, for the money, she's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you happen to be new, please subscribe while you're here. We are going to be hitting the road in just a few days, headed to Sturgis, and I'm going to take as much video as I can. I might even try to go live while we're there. That would be super fun. I've never been to Sturgis during the rally. I have been there like in my truck driving through on trips, but really stoked to see the chaos. I've heard many of stories about the Sturgis being just an awesome party. We are staying right in downtown Deadwood. We have a really cool house right there. So if you're going to Sturgis, let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll meet up for a frosty beverage or something. All right, guys, see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.